So welcome to Kyros' first 2022 bi-weekly counseling session. For some of you who have known us for a while, every 2 weeks, Kyros hosts these counseling sessions by inviting the best of the best educators globally to deliver the knowledge and the know-how to our high school students and families so that you can prepare for college admissions with ease and confidence. Today, our honor speakers, Chuck and Sudeep, are from New York Institute of Finance, short for KNIFE. KNIFE is an education institute founded by the New York Stock Exchange in 1922. It's a long time now. They have been providing education in the finance industry worldwide. Chuck, our first speaker from New York, brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise from Wall Street, where he served as an executive at Bloomberg, BlackRock, and the Citadel. But I was mostly humbled when I saw him interacting with his students at Columbia University, where he's been working as an adjunct professor for the last 5 years. He cares deeply about his students and mentors them on leadership and communication skills. Our second speaker, Sudeep, joining us early morning from Hong Kong today, is a highly accomplished finance professional. He's currently a managing director at KNIFE. Sudeep earned his bachelor's, master's, and PhD degree from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So I am thrilled to have Chuck and Sudeep speaking to our high school students and families today on how to prepare for the finance and business major if you are considering top universities. I am Rebecca, your host for today's session. After Chuck and Sudeep, I will then spend about 10 minutes walking you through what Kyros can do for you. As a one-stop college prep platform, we apply big data and the artificial intelligence, along with our top 300 educators, are helping thousands of users to get high schoolers college.
If you want to get somewhere, you begin with the end in mind. And for all of you that are contemplating a career in business, specifically in finance, what I'm going to accomplish today and what you will learn here is first why I chose to go to Wall Street. It's all I ever wanted to do, and I'm delighted to share a bit of that backstory, what I hope is relatable and that you're thinking very similarly to the way that I thought back then. I also want to say what Wall Street is and demystify some of the myths. Wall Street is not necessarily what you watch in a movie called Wolf of Wall Street. It doesn't always bear resemblance to a series on television called Billions, but I will give you a sense of what it's actually like and what, in particular, it is like to work on Wall Street. I'll also talk about some career paths. There are many options. Wall Street is a metaphor for a very large ecosystem in financial services. We speak about Wall Street very broadly, but I want to be able to give you at least a simple view into what the ecosystem of the world's buyers and sellers, which comprise financial institutions, means. I'll then talk about some of the skills that are required, and I use those skills in two different dimensions. I know many of you likely are studying what are called the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and math, and they're incredibly valued. I also want to add another dimension to that, and that's called the soft skills, which are quite different but no less valuable, particularly in the ascension of your career and how to use both hard and soft skills to optimize career growth. Imagine this entire planet was one big market, a market where there are individuals and companies that can choose to buy things, what we call an asset, and they can invest in that asset. Once they own it, by simply buying the asset, they have a lot of choices. They could keep that asset, it's called safekeeping, and that could be a stock, it could be a piece of art, it could be a gold mine. There's a lot of different assets. But when we speak about Wall Street, what we're speaking about primarily at least in the way that I think you can best understand it as we talk about the stock market. Now, Wall Street is much more than the stock market. There are many other markets, including currencies. Every time you cross borders, you are switching from dollars to yen or from yen to rupee, whatever that may be. That's also part of the ecosystem. But for all of the different things that we consider we can buy in the world of Wall Street, we tend to refer to this as the capital markets. And when we think of the word capital, capital is not just the cash you may have in the bank. It's the ability to take that cash and to invest it into something that we call capital because it has a value. As an investor, your responsibility is to buy something that you perceive has more value than at the price by which you're going to buy it today. Career in insurance, you can certainly do that. But now I want to highlight the career that I was in mostly, and it's called asset management. And my firm, BlackRock and Citadel, were asset managers. There's different names that we have for that. And sometimes people call them fund manager, asset manager, money manager. They are all interchangeable. But either way, no matter which one of these categories that I'm showing right now, the main thing is if the investment industry appeals to you and you are interested in learning about the ecosystem of buying and selling stocks and what we call bonds and another capital market called currencies, you might even hear a word commodities, I encourage you to look at this field called asset management. It's where I spent most of my career, and what I loved most, I was around very smart, honest, competent people that took managing other people's money
seriously. Which is about Anish. Anish is another fantastic story to be sharing with you. He has been accepted to the University of Chicago. His major focus is on Bachelor's of Economics. And as you know, University of Chicago is well known and kind of a premier institute, producing possibly, if I'm not wrong, the most Nobel Prize winner in economics itself. So that was his aspiration. Anish himself comes from, he's not right now based in US, he comes from overseas. He has studied all life overseas, a student from Indian ethnicity origin. He also anticipated that there will be immense competition when he will be pitching for top universities. He has very good grades. He has also early exposure and understanding that he wants to probably work into area of research, economics, finance, business, general management, strategy, these kind of things. So he joined us and then he worked with us, did this comprehensive YFS program. Beyond the YFS, then he also worked on the research track with us, focused on developing a project on, she did a wonderful report writing research paper on sustainability, particularly on ESG investing, the topic that is emerging. Then we helped him to in his college admission, his essays, as well as design, as well as I wrote a recommendation letter for him. So another very heartening case and very pleasant, you can say, achievement for our team.